People who work in tech, I mean, obviously everything's not about money, but they get paid. Welcome back to my channel, welcome back to UpOnIt. I am Charlene, and today, as part of the professional interview series, I'll be speaking to my friend who has worked in advertising and now works in financial technology. So she's going to be sharing her journey from school to university and now into the world of work, and talking a little bit about what it's like being a young woman in the business world. So hopefully she'll be able to share some top tips with you about how to be successful. Guys, so this is my friend Joanna. I'm going to leave her to introduce herself properly and tell you about what she does in her job and what her current role is.
Hello, my name is Joanna. I am currently a senior consultant at a financial technology firm, and I've had a few previous jobs which I think we're going to speak about today. And I also do things on the side.
So can we, at this point, let's clarify what you do for your day job and then all your side gigs that you do as well. So she's busy.
So my day job, I work in financial technology, so I'm a consultant, and we just work with investment professionals to ensure that they are using the right tools to make the right decisions. So if anyone told me that I'd be working where I work right now, doing what I do, even 2-3 years ago, I would have been like, but it's all worked out really fantastically. So aside from that, I do makeup, and I love beauty. I've always loved beauty. So I'm really just into, you know, the cosmetics industry and things that happen there. So I have a beauty blog based on face, and then I also and I also do graphic design. I have a huge interest in that, and I've been doing, you know, more branding now, but I've done, you know, logos, flyers, all kinds of brand things, websites, all that kind of good stuff.
Take it back from when you were at school. So going back to A-level, what did you study at A-level? What did you study at university? And how did that lead you into what you're doing today? So let's go back to A-level.
So I studied biology, chemistry and maths. The trio of wonder for all African parents.
Hey.
And the intention was to be a doctor. I didn't get in first time. So
doctor, lawyer, that was the plan.
So I ended up actually doing human biology. Yes, that was my undergraduate. That is my BSc. I'm sure what I've said currently doesn't really match that, but yeah, you'll see why.
And the thing is, this is what's really important. I think it's important for people to know. Obviously, you studied human biology. It doesn't seem to have any real relation to what you're doing today, but can you talk about any skills that you pulled out from your degree that have helped you? Or maybe there weren't any. But were there any skills you were able to pull out to apply to what you're doing today?
Yeah, I am a massive advocate for transferable skills. I honestly believe that you can do anything at one point and change to anything else at another point. As long as you have maybe basic talent or skill, and if you don't have that, hard work and graft. So like I said, I did biology and sciences in general, and with sciences you have to be detail oriented. You need to really look for things and be patient enough to look for those things. So I think that definitely helped when I moved into advertising, when I moved into my current role as well, because it's quite it is technology, so you do need quite a bit of detail.
Talk a bit about your undergraduate. Now you also did a postgraduate degree, so talk a bit about how you went from doing biology to your postgraduate, I'll let you say the title, and then into financial technology from advertising, so that whole journey.
Even when I was doing human biology, actually, I have mentioned my interest in advertising and marketing. So in my final year, I did quite a bit of work experience.
So I remember you did an internship, didn't you?
Yeah, I did some internships. She knows all about internships. So I did some internships at some marketing companies, and I started applying for advertising places, and I started working at an outdoor advertising company. So I was there for about 2 years. I kind of got to the point in my career where I did want to move on, and it was a good point for me to do this and make this kind of change. So I went online, and then I found a master's at the university I wanted to go to, Imperial, and it was for it was innovation, entrepreneurship and management, and I was like, this is it. This is it. So I applied and thankfully I got in. It was a fantastic course. It was really good because it gave you literally all the aspects of technology and innovation. It allowed you to work as an entrepreneur. That was kind of the whole basis of it. A few of the modules were accounting and business economics, and we had some kind of financial sides of it. Obviously marketing was my favorite. Also I found the kind of business side of things and the finance side of things quite interesting because I had never encountered it. I had done science my whole life. I'd never ever done anything like it. It was pretty interesting. So when I started looking for jobs after that, I kind of started branching out a little bit, and I always knew I wanted to work with people. That had always kind of been the core of the things that I do, or providing some kind of service to people. So when I saw this role for a consultant, I was like, this is great, and it's in technology as well. So yeah, that worked fantastically for me, and it was a steep learning curve.
I think I've mentioned before is if you do have an interest in something but you maybe didn't do it as your undergraduate, it's fine to go and study, do courses or do your masters to learn more about it. Because obviously you didn't do business or advertising or anything like that as an undergraduate, but you went back to do it as a postgrad, which I think is a good reason to go back and study something as a postgraduate. So
I don't think anyone should do a master's that they don't want to do. Don't do that.
Yeah, don't.
You hate your life.
Yeah.
But when you enjoy it, it's great.
Yeah, definitely.
It's still hard, but it's good, it's rewarding.
You're now in your career, you've been working for a few years, you know how business works, you know how different industries work. What do you wish you'd done to prepare yourself for the world of work?
I would say two things, and I think both are kind of ongoing anyway. I would say the first thing would be getting into a good rhythm and good habits early. Because especially when you're moving from school or like university, something like that, into the world of work, you don't realize how much time work takes. Like, it is your life, right? So no matter what you do, if you love it, if you hate it, it's gonna take up the majority of your time. So if you like doing other things outside, or you want to meet friends, or you want to keep fit, all that kind of stuff, you have to allocate time to. And also networking. That's something I still struggle with. I really need to definitely do a lot more, and not just for gain necessarily all the time, but you also have skills that can help somebody else as well.
Yeah, that's really good. What's the biggest failure you feel like you've had so far in your education or in your career?
In the midst of it, oftentimes it feels like a failure, and sometimes it's just facts. Like when I was doing chemistry at A-level, I failed chemistry. I got a U. And I'm not unacceptable. You for just, are you okay?
Are you serious?
What? Did you go to school? Did you attend that class? Because you failed. That, like, it was a real struggle for me. And I remember getting that and just thinking, because I'm not somebody who has by the grace of God, I've been consistently good at school. So to get not even C, like even C, I would be disappointed, but a U. So
from that failure, what did you pull out of it?
I had to work hard because GCSE sciences are nothing on A-level sciences, are nothing on university sciences, and I think that's something with education in general. People kind of they miss the fact that the leaps get bigger when you go on, and people will tell you, but until you don't know until you get there.
Just prepare yourself.
Exactly.
So what would you say is the best part of your work? What do you look forward to?
The people.
Okay.
The people I work with and the people I work for almost are all very engaging in different ways, both kind of mentally, they're really intelligent people, and also being at the forefront of technology, because we're in the technology industry, we need to know what's going on. So being aware of those things and having that kind of come to you is I think that's really cool.
And I like just picking up on the technology, like I say this all the time to every young person, like I wish that I had like paid attention to more in tech, because that's the world that we live in. People who work in tech, I mean, obviously everything's not about money, but they get paid. So if you're a young person and you have the capacity and the ability to get into tech, I mean, I would say really focus in on it, hone in on it, learn anything you need to do, because tech is basically another language, and if you don't know how to speak tech language in a few years, you're gonna be left behind. So I always say, especially for young women, you know, get into tech, or pay attention to tech, I would say. Don't think, oh, that's like, you know, I don't understand it. You can teach yourself how to do anything, I think. So yeah, definitely pay attention to tech.
Yeah, I think there's so many aspects of it as well. If you have an interest, run with it. Find out what is the most important thing. What coding language is the most pertinent, and learn it, because it will be very, very valuable.
Yeah, I think that's really good advice. Judging from what you've said so far, like, you know, I think I would classify you definitely as a creative intellectual. So thinking of all the people that you know, in those industries, in business, or in just in your own life, who models success for you?
Someone like Michelle Obama. I know it sounds a bit obvious, but she's successful in her career. She can stand alone in that.
Absolutely, on her own 2 feet.
Yep, and she has been successful as a wife and a mother, and you know, running the first family of the leading nation in the world. Under a lot of pressure, she's been able to really continue and strive and be successful and really push things that are passionate to her. So I think someone like that has shown a lot of, you know, success in what they do. And there's so many other people who aren't famous people that I know personally who are either, you know, skilled in one way or another, or they know how to reach out to people, and I think all of those are successes as well. Being able to take your talent and, you know, reach other people with it, impact other people with it is really success. And also, I know we were previously talking about money, so I think financial gain, when you do all of those things, is great as well. I mean, we like nice things.
Yeah, like, you know, if you do something you're passionate about, something you're gifted in, something that's a talent, and you have the opportunity to share with other people or kind of reach other people in that way, and it brings monetary gain, you've won. You've won. That's the goal. That's the goal.
Yeah.
So yeah, definitely. And like you mentioned, just resilience as well. Obviously, money's not everything. Service to the world, I think, and service to the people around you is good.
Exactly. I think money should definitely be a secondary thing when you're talking about success, or a tertiary thing.
You are young. You're a woman. You're black. How has that, all of that wonderfulness, how has that served you in your career? Have you had to adapt parts of yourself? Have you had to, like, how has it been for you being in that environment?
I am actually quite blessed in that I've always been encouraged to be proud of my ethnicity, my gender, and all of that has always been it's never been professed to me by the people closest to me as a negative thing. And that's not the case for a lot of people, and it's not the case when you go into different workplaces as well. So I think it's firstly very important to know who you are wherever you are, and keep that consistent, because there's obviously, people treat people differently for different reasons, and a lot of them are their own reasons. Being a female in financial technology is not a common thing, just because there are thousands of females, don't get me wrong, but across the
there are more male.
There are more men in every team. You know, all the time, and it's getting better. More women are coming into it, and are fantastically skilled at it, but it's still definitely a male-dominated industry. So as a female, you kind of have to know that you are just as intelligent, and you have the right skill set and all that kind of stuff, so you don't allow people to just take you for granted, and assume certain things of you and speak in certain ways of you, because you know who you are and you know what you can do. Saying that, you should also be able to join in banter. I will join in with the banter, but whenever I feel like it's crossing the line, I make it known. You know, I don't laugh at it. I will say, you know, seriously, like, really, or, you know, make some kind of comment, because if you let that carry on, it will seem like it's acceptable, and when it's not, that's it. It's not. Don't play with it.
Don't have it.
Don't have it. Being a black female, again, is something that probably is rarer in an industry like this. And again, it's knowing who you are, and it's never completely easy to
Yeah.
be those things, to be a black female in a career like this. So I grew up in East London. I've always I understand kind of street, I guess.
Yeah.
But I also
We are so street.
like
So street. There is that aspect of us. We do have that balance. We understand it. How we
there's
grew
things
up.
like,
Yeah.
bruh.
Yeah.
But then also I've had the benefit of going to incredible universities and engaging with people from all over the world and picking up things from that as well. So I will speak to the way I would speak to you and the way I would speak to somebody I've known from like somewhere in East London versus somebody I work with. They're all kind of different. I do adapt to the situation.
It's not like you're not changing who you are.
Exactly. It's not pretend.
It's almost as if like there's levels, and sometimes you raise this level, and sometimes you raise that level.
Getting to know what works in the right place. Be professional throughout everything. And you know, I'm not saying that will make things fine, because some people just
misbehave anyway.
Like there's nothing you can do, but at the very least you know that yourself. You're doing what you should be doing. Then you know no one has a leg to stand on doing it.
Tips, what would be your top 3 tips for someone who wants to get into business, particularly young women? Really, what has that been like for you, and what tips would you give to somebody else?
I would say whether you want to be in corporate business or an entrepreneur or anything like that, tenacity.
Ooh,
so being
such a good word, tenacity.
Knowing what you want, and it might not be like in the grand scheme of things. It might be, I know what I want for this month or this year. Knowing what you want and doing everything in your power to make it happen. You will get hit with things where you're kind of like, is there even a point in me doing this? Keep doing it. Just keep going. If you're convicted that this is what you want to do, this is what you should be doing, keep doing it. My next tip would be confidence. I probably should have flipped them over a little bit, because you need confidence to be that tenacious. But yeah, confidence. There's a real value in inner confidence, and by that I don't mean arrogance.
Yes, come
or
on.
being, you know,
prideful, unnecessarily aggressive. Be humble.
No.
But be confident.
Having that confidence and wisdom with that tells you when to speak up and when to hush. And you know, being able to be confident in your work, know when you've done a good thing and be bold enough to show people that. My third tip would be network. So network in work, at work, get along with people. Don't fake it, because nobody has time for that. And you'll be caught out and it's just not worth it. But be someone who people want to be around.
Totally.
When you're in the kitchen and you're making a tea or whatever, don't just go there and make your tea and go when you've seen like 5 people there and you don't talk to anybody. Just say hi.
Okay, so fun question now. When you are walking from the station to your workplace office, what songs are you listening to that make you feel pumped and like ready for the day?
Well, I think one that I really that gets me pumped is All the Way Up. I think it's Fat Joe and Remy Ma. Gets me pumped.
Yeah.
Also, Chance the Rapper, No Problem.
Because you don't want any problems.
And then anything by Bruno Mars. I love Bruno Mars.
I always kind of lean towards a little bit of Beyonce, a little bit of Flawless. Or even Formation, like, it just gingers me, just speaks to me.
All of those things, any of those things, and obviously my classic gospel when I
always
God.
That was Joanna talking about working in financial tech and advertising and being a woman in business. Thank you so much for being on the channel. I hope you guys got so much out of that. I certainly did. And if you have any questions, of course, email me at stayinguponit@gmail.com or slide into my DMs. Make sure you follow me at Stayinguponit for everything. Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, everything is at Stayinguponit. And then also follow Joanna as well. So she's at Based on Face for her makeup page, and then also J Brand Design for all of her graphic design work. So definitely check that out. Check out her website. And yes, comment, like, subscribe, share, and we will see you soon. I'll see you next week. Bye guys.